Let me out! Let me out! I want out!
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
Okay. Thank you, Blaze. I appreciate. See, this is how you got good supporters in your chat. I appreciate you, Blaze. Good supporters. So, as further ado, again, this is Angelus. Welcome to the Grey Pill Podcast. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Definitely hit the bell notification. Hit the all because YouTube is kind of wonky. It will do little things to your favorite subscriber or your new or current subscribers out there. So make sure the all bell notifications hit out there. So I was going to do this at 11 o'clock, but I ended up had to take a nap, some much needed coffee. And I figured I'll do this around 12 o'clock so I can get this bad boy going. So, man of tomorrow, I definitely appreciate you, sir. Yes, finally caught live. I always catch yours in the evening when I'm at work. So that's pretty much getting me through the day when you get yours going. So I appreciate you. Watcher of Cry, I see speaking out, but don't hear anything. Yes, I thank you. Appreciate you. And Blaze, like always, man, I appreciate you. So, yeah, last time we had a conversation about narcissists and narcissist traits and understanding the narcissist. We also did a deep dive and explanation of the flying monkeys. So I figure we'll continue a little bit of the flying monkeys. And I have a theory with that where we're breaking that down. So help everybody kind of understand a little bit better what a flying monkey is, how to evade, identify, and be more aware of flying monkeys. Also, we'll break down a little theory of the flying monkeys during that. I remember I was supporting one channel, so I didn't think it was a great conversation discussion they was doing on one end, which is But I don't know. People's kind of weird. Like if you're having a conversation on the panel with a group of people, and sometimes people like to engage from the panel and chat. The chat is actually a whole different conversation, and I don't think people can't separate the two. So it's like if your topic's about peanut butter and jelly, let's have a discussion about peanut butter and jelly. Wherever I feel like people like to argue, engage too much in the chat, which kind of derails and takes too much energy away from the panel. It's like, why have a panel if all you're going to do is talk to the chat the whole time? And it was a subject matter that was really interesting, and I mentioned the word of projecting, and they didn't understand what was projecting. And trust me, I'm not the smartest mofo in the world, but I thought projecting is when it's always about I, or me, and you're giving projecting of something else, when that to me that's projecting. But I want to give like a little bit of mini deep dive on the definition of it so we can get a better understanding of when people project. So let me blow this up real quick and we'll get to the conversation. So appreciate everybody for coming through. If you're new, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Again, this is for the slow people in the back of the bus. This is for the people in the back of the church. You know, the people back in the church, the one who always watching people to see how much money they drop in the collection plate. If you drop in 5, they drop in 1. If they drop in 10, they drop in 5. They don't hear the pastor, but they sit in the back so they can be the first ones out the door when it's time to go. Those people I'm reaching out to, because we got very smart, educated people in the Grey Pill Podcast. Because over here, the Grey Pill Podcast, what we talk about open perspective, voicing our opinions. And we are free thinkers here at the Grey Pill Podcast. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. All right. Shout out to you, Corey. Corey, we're going to do another one at, I'm going to say 12 midnight. I'm going to make a case study of a selective passport bro and out in just traveling from the United States to Panama and dating a woman there. So that's going to be a very interesting story. Found him on... Shout out to 9 Day Fiance. So I think you're going to get some chuckles out of that one. But yeah, he's going to be a case study. All right. So projecting. Unfortunately, said individual didn't know what projecting mean and kept asking, what is projecting? So we're not talking about a forecast. We're talking about what does it mean when a person is projecting. So when someone's projecting, according to doctors and studies, projecting refers to unconsciously taking unwanted emotions or traits you don't like about yourself and contributing them to someone else. A common example is a cheating spouse who suspects their partner is being unfaithful. That's one example. So you can expound upon that. Another one, how can you tell if someone is projecting? Which I was doing. I was sensing and noticing during the conversation of one great panel. How can you tell? How can you tell if someone is projecting? ? Common signs is sociologically projecting include unprovoked or exaggerated statements about other people. Let's read that again. Exaggerated statements about other people. So that can mean anything. So, and I give you an example. So if I say, we're going to use Corey example because Corey's always is a good buddy. What's going on, New York? Appreciate you. Hi, Art. Appreciate you coming on through. I am doing great. Just had some coffee, man. Got up at 11 o'clock. I was like, I don't know. Do I want to do a stream? I already planned for it late last night. I'll give it another hour. And then I'll do a good conversation. Then I'll just head to work right after. You know, get that mentally stimulating mind going. Appreciate you, New York, for coming on through. So this is gonna be a good conversation. Definitely New York and Ark and anybody else out there. We're gonna have a conversation around also midnight tonight about your favorite one, New York. You're gonna love it. Somebody might be sitting on a bench again tonight. So we're gonna have a conversation about a selective passport bro at midnight. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, shout out to Oregon. I think y'all got weed-free state over there. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm right on. You're right on time, though. You're right on time. I might just make this a normal thing for the guy fellas and ladies out here. Might this make this a regular schedule. All right, so back to provoking because people seem don't understand that. So again, exaggerating statements about other people. All right, people who project may claim to know what someone else is thinking or feeling, or they may cause them of poor behavior. So that is what projecting means. So if I see someone always with the me, I, or let's say, for example, I have never been to Oregon. So I have never been to Oregon. So we use Corey again for a perfect example. Appreciate you, Corey, for assisting. I saw your hand raised. Let's say, for example, I've never been to Oregon, but I'm always talking about Oregon as if I've been to Oregon. Or I have been to Oregon one good time and I know everything about Oregon. That's called projecting. That's called projecting. Shout out to Manus. All right, shout out to you. Appreciate that information. That's for a friend. Asking for a friend. That is called projecting. So if you always speaking in absolutes and not speaking with a open perspective, that is called projecting. So that's what that is. All right. Since we closed that mini case, we're going to move along. So if anybody know, I'm just going to ask, anybody know what flying monkeys is? The last time we covered the narcissist trait of what a narcissist is, the 4 or 5 traits of what a narcissist is. We kind of explained that a little bit so we can be aware of the red flags and the signs of a narcissist. So now we dived in a little bit before ending of that conversation about the narcissist and their traits, and what always instantly comes along with that is flying monkeys. Okay, so now we're going to dive in a little bit on the flying monkeys. So shout out to our favorite doctor, Dr. Romney. And we're going to have that conversation. So I appreciate everybody for coming on through. Let me make sure I get the screen's a little bit big so everybody can see it clearly. All right, cool. So here we go.
Guess what we're going to talk about today? Something you all need to know. How do you handle flying monkeys? Now, this is a question that more than a few people have sent in and asked me about. And it's interesting. I thought about and developed this video during the holidays, a time when I know many people are thrown back together with family members that they have attempted to manage and distance from. And now, because of the forced gaiety of the holidays, I have to see them. I also know that people have run into flying monkeys in the workplace, on social media, and in friendships. Before I get on how to handle them, just want to give you a reminder, the healing program, Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, starting in January. Just go to the video notes, hit that link. You'll get on our email list to get the rest of the information to register. So how do you handle flying monkeys? We can make this a short video and just say disengage and be done with it. But the challenge is that it's not that easy. And sometimes the flying monkeys in your life, they're not as toxic as the original narcissist.
This is true. This is true because I'm a very big advocate of just not engaging. Like, for example, if you know you're not going to put hands on someone, just to be very basic about it, if you know you're not going to put hands on somebody, why even open your mouth? Why even open your mouth? Why even engage in any way, shape, or form? Why even question them? And I use Corey example. Let's just say I am a flying monkey towards Corey's narcissist that he has, right? And I come to Corey and ask Corey a random question. Hey, Corey, I heard soon as that since even fall out my lips to Corey. Hey, Corey, I heard instantly. I am a flying monkey. That's just an example. Or I go to Corey and say, hey, Corey, did you hear about, or Corey, I saw you the other day at such and such store Sunday. What was you doing there? Okay, well, if you saw me at the store there Sunday, what store was it? Maybe I was doing what I need to do at the store. Those are little telltale signs of flying monkeys off the rip. People asking random questions about something that A, should be obvious, or two, just want to get the tea. That's another example of a flying monkey. A flying monkey is someone who just asking random questions, or not even asking questions, just engaging with you just to get the tea. Also, another form of a flying monkey is a person that would like, hey, they're not asking questions, they just watching in in the distance or listening in, whether it's in work, whether family or social events, quote unquote, or media, just to get the tea to run back to the narcissist with information, whether it's good information, whether it's bad information. That's what the flying monkey does. All right. That's what they do. Now you might also have another form of a flying monkey, that a very toxic flying monkey that would say, hey, let me antagonize and provoke a person just cause. Just let me just see if I can rile this person up. That's what a flying monkey does. Like it's a hey, me and this person don't like Corey, so that person might have a genuine reason not to like Corey. I might just not like Corey because, hey, I just don't like his name. So now we're friends. We're frenemies of a person who don't like Corey. That's pretty much a good example of multiple forms and fashions of a flying monkey. But yes, but definitely I would encourage people to never engage. But at the same time, it's not that easy because you get all types. What I gave an example of, all types. And some may catch you off guard. Like I gave it a simple one. Hey, Corey, like some parts of this, we'll give an example. I don't know how, again, I'm projecting that, right? I'm projecting. So again, let's just say Oregon is a very nice, quiet town and people just like to casually conversate. But guess what? When you casually conversate in them small towns, people is a little bit, to me, might be nosy. But it might, because you're in a state that's saying casual town, you're with the people, it might throw you off because like, oh, this person might just be generally asking how my day going. Generally just asking. Okay. But just be very cautious of things like that because people just are those type of people. So those signs.
So let's address ways for managing the flying monkeys that are inevitably a part of your life if you have a narcissist in your life. Let's start by breaking down what flying monkeys are. They are typically enablers, but they can also be people who are ignorant about narcissistic patterns and do not see it, and they're like clay in the narcissistic person's hands who can manipulate them with ease. Flying monkeys are typically people who were one time or may still be connected to both you and the narcissist. These could be family members, friends, co-workers, neighbors. The narcissistic person will mobilize the flying monkeys typically at times when things aren't going well between you and the narcissist. Maybe it's a close relationship that's unraveling, a contentious family relationship, a difficult workplace situation, or a friendship that's falling apart. Because the narcissistic person is always looking for a way to create advantage for themselves, and they want to maintain a narrative that deflects any blame and responsibility from them and place it on someone else. And they have to end up looking wonderful in everybody else's eyes, right? Mobilizing the flying monkeys is a way for them to achieve all three of those things.
She's 100% correct on that, but there's a chink in that armor. There's a chink in that armor. There's a chink in that armor when a narcissist forms or recruits or builds their flying monkeys, and their flying monkeys going out and doing whatever they can and feeding this narcissist with the resources that they need to continue their day. It becomes good for them, right? Shout out to the energy vampires. Remember we talked about that a week or so ago? It feeds them. They're getting all they can from you. You can't get away from them. We might have the same friends. We might have the same coworkers. We might have something in relation to us. That's pretty much how it goes.
And put the blame on you. Now, that means that there are people around you, around all of us, that can be mobilized into that role of flying monkey. One of the most painful parts of flying monkey.
Oh, it's no problem. New York, as always, the content is still there. It's about an hour long. Straight bullet points on every key of the narcissist. The explaining what is a flying monkey, and the other one of the energy vampire, and how they do. And like always, you know how we do with the Great Pill Podcast, we talk about solutions. So it's there for substance. So if you're driving and you get from point A to point B, you're more than welcome to listen to it anytime you like, and definitely add some comments to it, to anything you want to add to the conversation.
Is that these are people, they're often people who you may have considered to be friends or trusted family or just good people in your life. Unfortunately, because narcissistic people are so skilled at wearing a mask, they may have tricked these people. And there are so many people out there who don't want to believe that there can be the darkness of narcissism in our midst. And any of us who have been through narcissistic abuse and really get it, I think we're regularly shocked at how few people out in the world at large do get it.
Meaning, AKA, this person is full of it. This person is a very toxic, nasty person. And the flying monkeys that come to you and you be like, hey, this person is not, what they appear to be. They did me wrong. They smeared my name. They talked about my character. They did all these horrible, horrific things toward me and made my life a living he double hockey sticks. And the flying and those type of flying monkeys were like, no, not not Jimmy Crack Corn, because Jimmy Crack Corn and they don't care. No, not Jimmy Crack Corn. Yeah, Jimmy. Your best buddy Jimmy, the Jimmy that we know, yeah, is Jimmy.
Now, flying monkeys are people who are often vulnerable and recruitable, and the manipulations of the narcissist are no match for their rosy eyed or naive vision of the world. Flying monkeys, like I said, can be enablers and often want to maintain a sort of pretty and simple view of the world. And who can blame them? I wish the world was simpler than the view of it that I've got these days. But that makes the flying monkeys vulnerable to a twisted narrative, and also one where the narcissistic person beautifully is able to paint themselves as a victim. Now, just like the original flying monkeys in The Wizard of Oz, they're a flock. They're almost like a flock of birds. They mob and come at you as a group, which leaves you feeling even more gaslighted because it seems like an entire group of people are on the same page in a way that is completely at odds with your reality and siding with the narcissist. This can be devastating if it is a family and you actually believe that some of these family members had your back, or you've had their back and been there for them in the past.
Which is 100% correct. That's what sometimes even make it more difficult. It's like you're wasting your breath, your time, your energy to explain to a family member, close friend, or anybody like, look, this person did me wrong. This person doing this person doing that. They just, and then what's make it worse from what I've seen and heard and read. They will. It wouldn't be like they won't believe you, but they'll be so passive aggressive about it. Oh, hey, I think y'all just need to talk it out. Oh, I think y'all just need to, just, what? I'll be a third party for you guys. Why would I need to even engage in type of person like that? Why would you need to engage in a type of person like that? So again, keep that in mind. There's people out there like that. That narcissist will have the flying monkeys at you, at the narcissist beck and call, nipping at your heels, at your ankles, just always around the corner. The flying monkeys just everywhere. And once you engage with them and they're saying the stuff they're saying, like so passive aggressively, oh, I think y'all just need to talk it out. Oh, maybe if I come over, with a beer or two, everything will be fine. You know what? Oh, just pray about it. I'm sure everything come back around. It's like, really? No.
Or it could be a long-standing group of friends whom you have known for years. In fact, you might have been friends with them even before the narcissist became friends with them, or colleagues that you have supported for years. It's a betrayal. And because it's a betrayal at such a large scale, it is overwhelming and unsettling. So, to the original concept of this video, how are you supposed to protect yourself when it comes to flying monkeys? Sadly, there isn't much that you can do from a prevention standpoint. It's an exhausting life to have to continually monitor your life and wonder, is that person going to become a flying monkey? Is that person going to become a flying monkey? It's no way to live. In some ways, all you can do is go through your life as your best you. And if the people around you don't seem to understand narcissism, be careful around them because they are the ones that will be the most recruitable as flying monkeys. It's really where we can address the flying monkeys is what you do as it's happening or after it happens. Number one, you got to hold on to your reality. It's very easy to be gaslighted and start to doubt yourself and feel deeply confused when lots of people are sharing the same distorted narrative. Trust yourself. There can be so much grief when you're experiencing the whole flying monkey phenomenon, and that grief can drain you and sometimes leave you doubting yourself even more.
I 100% agree. Do not lose sleep over these type of people. Do not, if you already made up your mind about the person and you know he or she disrespected you or disrespect your trust on that level, and you got flying monkeys adding on to that when you already made up your mind, don't. Either speak your piece or move on, or again, don't even engage. Don't even engage. That's pretty much how it goes. You just don't. Over time, that's pretty much how this works. It's not an easy instant fix, especially if you come across a type of narcissist like that recruits flying monkeys. You might have some that might even come to apologize to you, and that's fine. You can accept the apology, not accept the apology. You can have some say, "Hey, man, I didn't know. We could talk. I want to talk about the situation." Nope, don't even do that. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. Do not even do it. Don't even bring it up. Don't even make a little snare comment about it. Don't.
You know you. You know what you experienced. And even if the flying monkeys want to gaslight you alongside the narcissist, you got to hold on to your reality. Number two, don't try to convert.
That's a good one, Corey. Corey, shout out to Corey. Corey said, it's funny when they ask how you been, the wild report back. Or here's a good one, Corey. If you haven't seen him in a long time, then all of a sudden when something happens between you and the narcissist and poof, they happen to pop up. Hey, what's going on, buddy? That's the good one. That's the instant flag I see. That's the red flag. I'm like, I haven't heard and seen from you. We got each other contact number information. Now all of a sudden, like, let's connect the dots. Instantly the dots is connected. Like, why are you asking me how I've been? We have each other contact for the longest. Hey, or what are you up to? All right, here we go. Flying monkey about to flap that wing. About to flap that wing.
The flying monkeys. The group, you know what you experienced. And even if the flying monkeys want to gaslight you alongside the narcissist, you got to hold on to your reality. Number two, don't try to convert the flying monkeys. The group of flying monkeys with the narcissist leading the fray can feel a little bit culty. And sometimes the flying monkeys can get really zealous about their support of the narcissist and the idea that you may be to blame. All you can do is calmly and gracefully stand in your truth, even if you're so angry inside. Don't get into the mud with them. They will want to hear your side of things. And if you choose to do that, stick to the behaviors of the narcissist and don't get lost in talking about gaslighting and narcissism and other words that might put them on the defensive. Because when you use those words with flying monkeys, they'll often push back and try to paint you as the bad person.
I agree. I will say this to everybody. I learned this since high school. I had a friend tell me this, and I'm gonna say this to everybody else. Are you going to lose sleep over it? Or that's the question to anybody. Are you going to lose sleep over it? If you're not going to lose sleep over it, why do you care to have the conversation? If it's already said and done and you moved on about it, if you know you're not going to lose sleep over it, there's no reason to have the conversation. Oh, well, I just told them because I just want to let them know. Let them know about what? Let them know about what? It's not between me and you. It was what happened was between me and that narcissist. So, AKA to the flying monkey, there's no reason for me and you to engage, you know? Or if a flying monkey just randomly pop up, like, hey guy, I figured me and you want to talk about what happened because I heard, if we want to kind of clear the air, don't respond. I've done that before. Don't respond. The flying monkey got upset, got mad, never responded back, disconnected. Matter of fact, that flying monkey did my job for me. Easily did my job for me. I did zero engagements to the point where the flying monkey disengaged themselves. Thank you. Thank you. You did a great favor for me. That's how you're supposed to do it when it comes to the engagement with a flying monkey. As soon as they start flapping their wings to the point of, hey, how you doing? Just checking up on you. Oh, I heard such and such told me. This is when you don't engage. Zero engagement. If you're not going to lose sleep over these people, ask yourself the same question. If it's drama from anybody and you're not going to lose sleep over this individual, why engage? Why have a conversation about something that you already resolved in your head before it even happened? Or if it already happened with that particular person, why even still engage with somebody else, a third party, a second person, a third person, a fifth person? All you did is just give more more energy resource to the flying monkey so the flying monkeys can run to the narcissist and feed that with the gossip, the lies, the BS, whatever about you. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. So again, zero engagement. If it's drama, move on. If you know, again, ask yourself, if you're going to lose sleep, if you're not going to lose sleep over this person, don't engage. You're good, right? Your bills is paid, right? Your car note is paid, right? You're working every day, right? So why do you care what other people think, aka the flying monkeys? Move on. It becomes problematic when you start adding to the fuel, meaning the gossip, the drama, the BS, the buffoonery. Let it go. Because if you don't, then you become the problem. And the narcissists love it. The enemy of the enemy is the friend of the narcissist. They're loving it. That's crazy. Shout to Corey. Corey says it's all drama. It just comes across as they care. Yeah. Only time you should be caring about me when I get a flat tire and I'm stuck on the road. That's what really a flying monkey should be used for. Hey, I heard he's stuck on the road. Yeah, help me out. Hey, I'm low. I didn't bring my lunch with me. I got you on lunch. Yeah, you good. That don't mean we're going to be engaged in conversation. Help me out.
Number 3, keep in mind that sometimes flying monkeys come back around. Before you welcome them back with open arms, pay attention to who they were. And don't forget what they were willing to do. Flying monkeys may come around for a variety of reasons. They may get burned by the narcissist, or see them more clearly, or see that you aren't reacting to them. It doesn't mean you have to give up on the friendship or the relationship with the flying monkey, but you may want to proceed with more firm boundaries and be armed with the recognition that this person was a friend that became a flying monkey, that they were able to do that to you. One of the hallmarks of survival from narcissistic abuse is to move cautiously and slowly, but it's important that you learn to not justify and to not get lost in the cognitive dissonance swamp.
Not to justify, not to get lost. Just said that. Not to justify. Move on.
Sadly, going forward, it may feel like a friendship or relationship with this former flying monkey that's less deep. Again, a key mantra of narcissistic abuse survivorship is to protect yourself on the basis of the wisdom of the lessons that you have learned from the narcissistic relationship. And that means caution and boundaries.
Got to echo that one. Caution and boundaries. Stop telling everybody your business. We did a segment like about that on the group discussion about oversharing. Oversharing. If you're a person that talks too much, find a phone a friend. Go talk to a random stranger. Something that will connect you to a flying monkey. And I'm being a little bit facetious about this, but at the same time being kind of honest and real. Don't open up. Don't.
Number 4, not all flying monkeys are created the same. Some are trying to play both sides, being your friend and the narcissistic person's friend.
Facts.
Tread very lightly there. You do not want to be a source of intel for the narcissist with a flying monkey telling them what's going on. So keep your answers and thoughts terse and brief, and don't show your hand to the flying monkeys. Some flying monkeys are as bad as the narcissist and want to jump on the bandwagon of harming you.
Facts. So true. Let me play that one back. Again, this is for the slow people in the back of the bus. This is for the people in the back of the pew of the church. You know the ones in the back of the church, the one who don't want to engage with the pastor, the one who don't want to, who's watching you when you drop in the collection plate to see how much money you put in. We're talking to those people, okay? The ones in the back of the room.
As bad as the narcissist and want to jump on the bandwagon of harming you. In that case, do not engage. Some flying monkeys are just stupid. Almost
Let's play that one again. Yes, some flying monkeys are stupid. They are. I'm sorry.
flying monkeys are just stupid.
Yes.
Almost like the dim-witted kid in high school who just wanted to be friends with the cool kids no matter what. And sadly, in adult life, the narcissist often is the cool kid.
Correct. Especially those clicks. We know how those clicks goes. Oh, well, I heard from JoJo this, that, or I don't know what's going on. I just heard my name was being called. So I just happened to be over here just trying to find out what's going on. Oh, you heard your name was being called? Yeah, I don't know nothing was going on. I saw Jimmy crack corn the other day, and he didn't say anything to me about what's going on between y'all two. Oh, we playing those type of games? We playing those type of games? Okay, cool. Okay.
The stupid flying monkeys aren't always dangerous, but they are definitely not a great person for you. You can do better. Number 5, hard as it may be, build new sources of support.
Yes. Build new sources of support. Some people call them allies. I call them different forms of support group. Like, for example, everybody's quick to name their 5 favorite movies. They're quick to name their 5 favorite songs. They're quick to name the 5 favorite cars that they know, their jobs or whatever, right? Their 5 favorites. I would suggest for people to name at least the top 3 people, the go-to people. Your small circle, your small bubble, your go-to people. Who is the top 3? Screw the 5, because nobody really need 5 best friends. This is my opinion. Nobody don't really need 5 best friends. In the back of your mind right now, name at least 3 go-to, down, ride for you, good friends or family members. It could be one of each. It could be one friend. It can one be associate. It can one be a friend. It could be a close girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Name the top 3 people that look. And I need to call this person right now with my problems. I know they would pick up the phone for me. If they can't do it right now, they would definitely reach out. I know there's a person out there. If they hear about I got sick, they would go out their way and reach out. Think about that. They're not going to always be there to answer your phone every call. But if you know, like, yo, I know this person would ride for me. I know this person when I'm down and out, this person would go out their way and help me out. I just know these top 3 people, right? If you know those top 3 people, those are like a good, healthy resource for you to go and reach out and have a conversation. If you got some problems you want to address or just want to vent out, hey, reach out to this person. Again, everybody got life too. Schedule some time. Like, look, are you busy? I really need to talk. It's going to take a little bit longer than 20 minutes. Do you have the time? Sure. Sure. If not, hey, do you mind calling me in the morning? Sure, no problem. Some people, if you even got some people, if you reach out to them, they will, this is how you know you got a good friend too. Some good friends will actually sense there may be a problem and they will respond back with, hey, is it something that needs to be have a conversation over the phone, or can you text it to me? You will have those type of people, right? Is it a must need right now, or you could just address it here? And then while we're addressing here, by the time I get off of work, text me a problem. We can kind of have like a kind of engagement back and forth, because we know sometimes context get out of emailing, or especially with texting or inbox and whatever people does with their, with their contacts back and forth with media platforms, with media like Facebook, Instagram, whatever, or just regularly texting. So sometimes you lose context for that, right? But some people will offer that, hey, let's give me the gist of what's going on. And we kind of hash it out, break it down a little bit. So by the time I get a good understanding when I get off work, or if I'm done with the kids, or I come from the event with my wife or husband, whatever, then we can kind of find some solutions, some help each other with the boundaries of this problem, and take it from there. So again, think of the top 3 people you know that can really ride for you. Not just, yeah, man, we hang out, we drink beers all day, we throw. That's not a person who rides with you. That's a person who parties with you. That's a person that's all technically that's also an enabler too. So if you just hanging out with a person, he or she always just get drunk with you, get high with you, party with you. That's not really somebody that's really supporting you. That's just somebody that's associate. That's somebody you just party with all the time. That's literally what that is. Just associate. So think about that. I know it's hard for some. Think of 3 people like that. All right. Don't build on 5. Build on the main 3 and expound upon that. Okay. So think about that.
There's nothing like a band of flying monkeys coming at you to be the wake up call that you need to switch up your game and find some new people. This may start in places like therapy, but lead you to cultivate friendships with folks who are separate from the narcissist and don't know them. And make sure you do have a safe space like therapy to talk about this, because the betrayal, grief, and confusion of a flying monkey attack can be overwhelming.
And that's a good one too. Therapy is always suggested and recommended to anybody. Definitely get out the house. Definitely. So I definitely recommend that too.
Flying monkeys are a deeply painful situation, and flying monkey situations have destroyed families, ended friendships, and even harmed careers, and all of that on top of having to weather the narcissistic abuse. Many times people will tell you when you talk about this idea of flying monkeys, it's all in your head. Remember, it's a real phenomenon, so just hold on to your reality and watch your head and your back. And if any of you have some suggestions on how to manage flying monkeys that you've used that have worked for you, please drop them in the comments. I've only offered up 5, but you may have techniques that I haven't thought of. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one. And I was reading the comments. I was very surprised and shocked with the comments, because a lot of people was very opening with it. So let me share that real quick, because it was very cool. So again, if anybody have any suggestions how to deal with flying monkeys on that level, let me know. But while y'all commenting to that, and I'm gonna find the actual the comments back and forth. I have a theory with the flying monkeys. I did say I was going to get into that at the ending of it. My theory within the flying monkeys, which is, again, it might sound weird to most, but it is a real thing. It's a definition and a name for everything, right? It's a name and a definition for everything. So let me share this. All right. So before I share it, It is very helpful, Corey. It is very helpful. It's another doctor too. I follow between her and somebody else, and out there she gets like very deep dive conversations with a lot of the situations. But but I want to stay on Dr. Ramani because there's another one where she actually talk about the family dynamic of narcissists. It was very toxic. So I definitely want to stay on top point with that one. And then there's actually a person that's actually does content, and this person is an actual diagnosed narcissist, and they do content explaining about they are diagnosed narcissists and what they have done and how they affect their friends, families, and loved ones in their relationship, especially spouse. And that was a really, really good conversation. Because a lot of people think this is a strange, weird thing, but it is not. So before I share the comments, and then we have conversations about that. So, all right, cool. This is my theory about the flying monkeys, right? So I said before, we already understand about the narcissist. We understand about the flying monkeys because those two go hand in hand. There's never a separate. It always go hand in hand. The narcissists get their energy resources from you, right? The main source. Becoming an energy vampire, always attacking us, always doing something, being passive aggressive, just anything they could do to upset your life. Versus what another person I had a conversation with, they just swore up and down. A narcissist is supposed to be the person that help you up, build you up, lift you up, and then tear you down. I'm like, no, narcissists go for the jugular from the beginning. They are literally a vampire. They see that blood pumping, they just got to come, and that's fine. That's what they are. So you got to be aware and recognize that because they are in the world. Narcissists, with the energy vampire, they go out. The flying monkeys, they go out, flap their wings. The gossip, what according to Dr. Ramani, the stupid ones, the unaware ones, stuff like that. They go out, get all the tea from the source, and bring it back to the quote unquote energy vampire / narcissist, and feed their ever loving dark soul. So what happens? This is a theory of mine. I thought about this the other day. What happens when the narcissist disappears or no longer willing to engage with their prey, and they disassociate themselves from the flying monkeys? So let's just say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just say it's 6 flying monkeys out there, right? And now the flying monkey said, "Hey, I relocated. I changed the number. I'm not really associating myself with this person anymore, or just the whole group, right?" So now what do the flying monkeys do in that little cluster? Because remember, they started out, we use Corey for example, they started out not liking Corey, right? The whole frenemies, the enemy of my enemy is my friend because we don't like Corey, right? So what happens to those flying monkeys? My thought or my theory on that is I believe the flying monkeys, they kind of devour each other. I feel like flying monkeys kind of like to attack each other. I feel like it might be a narcissist within the flying monkey group, and then they might find something else to latch onto or leech onto and to attack, and then use the other flying monkeys like, "Hey, what about this person?" And they go and find their own source. And so one of the flying monkeys is already a flying monkey. They become the new energy vampire for the source. I think that's what happens with flying monkeys within the monkey kingdom. I think that's what happens with them because it never goes away. Now you might have some like Dr. Rami said, the stupid one, right? You might have one be like, "Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I'm so sorry." That's fine. I might flap on and be stupid somewhere else. So yeah, that is my theory with that one. But here is the comments I saw. Shout out to you, Do Better, Mr. Coop, Mr. Theo Coop. Shout out to Theo Coop. Last night, he had a 50K celebration. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I was there, but at the same time, I wasn't there. I wish that he had some technical difficulties. He was gonna allow people to grace his presence and acknowledge him and come on to have the conversation and just chop it up a little bit with them. But he had hit 50,000K last night. Very proud of him. He worked very hard. He's a great supporter of a lot of content creators out there. Very, very, very entertaining. Very entertaining over there. And he pretty much keep it like I do in here. I don't care if I think he's just the type of guy. I don't care if he had like 38 subscribers like myself. If you're disrespecting his platform or just him, period, he will just, you gotta go. You gotta go. He's not trying to get that type of crowd in the space. Just the internet is weird. The internet is weird enough. So he's not trying to bring that type of drumminess. So I don't know if you might do it another time, Theo's. Like say, hey, you might make it a group thing for like, I guess another whatever, maybe 60K. I don't know. And you get all the bugs and whistles out. I would love to make sure I have time to plan for that one and be on for a little bit. So, but shout out to and congratulations to Mr. Theo Coop for his 50K. 50K. So that is achievement. I'm definitely waiting to get 100, sir, so I can come visit you, do like pearly things, sidekicks out there and hug on to the 100K, your 100K plaque, take pictures with it, and then pretend it's mine too, sir. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretend I'm one of Pearly's friends. Meet you out, buy you coffee. Hey, can I see your 100K plaque? Take pictures with it, hug onto it. And then next thing you know, yeah, this is my 100K plaque. Okay. Shout out to D-Betty said, I doubt I'm going to do that call-in again. Hey, no problem, man. You know what? Your call-ins could be on my end of the Great Pill Podcast when I have group discussions. You know you're always welcome to come on in and voice your opinion because you have great perspective on a lot of things, man. So I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Corey Sorry said I base everything I do on a 5-year plan. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so make sure to see if I can blow this up a little bit because these are the comments from, it was a question asked like what tactics or what do you do or what have you done to deal with the flying monkeys. So we're going to read off a few and then we're going to go ahead and call it a day. All right, so All right, here's one from Jasmine5753 said, when someone chose to side with a narcissist rather than the person abused by them, ... that tells you everything you need to know about their character and limited capacity to empathize. Handle them as you would a narcissist. Exactly. That's a perfect example. Even if you isn't a narcissist, even though you can't dub them as one, but just the fact of lack of empathy. This person did me wrong. This is the reason why I don't want to be bothered with that person no more. And if the other person is like, oh, well, let's be friends or y'all talk about it, or better yet, we can all come together. The answer is no. If you got to go that into it, like this person said, they lack of capacity of to empathize with you is done. You're off the list. You are off the list. Shout out to this one, Marco. Micro says this was an interesting one. So Marco says I was a flying monkey once, which is interesting because nobody don't openly admit that they was. So I guess he's one of the stupid people, Corey. This is one of the special ones in the back. It's back of the bus, back of the church. I was a flying monkey once. I shudder with embarrassment. It's true. I was unaware of the role I was playing in the drama. Now, to me, I feel like this is a lie. I feel like this is a lie. I was unaware of the role I was playing in the drama. That got to be a lie. If you hear about drama, it sound like drama, it smell like drama, it's drama. But you was unaware of the drama. You was unaware about the drama. If we're not talking about bills getting paid, how to make bills more affordable, if we're not talking about business expenses, if we're not talking about taxes, heck, if we're not talking about the sports, if we're not talking about anime, we're not talking about comics, we're not talking about our favorite movies, if we're not talking about when the next time we're going to hang out, if we're not talking about church services, if we're not talking about our kids, anything outside those realms of conversation is drama. Anything out that conversation is drama. Make that be said and heard now. Drama. So let's continue. Now I understand the more of the patterns. I just gave you like 50 of them. I can see the part I played, the part the narcissist played. The whole sentence right here, I think the narcissist turned on that person, and now this person like, oh, me too. They me too themselves. The first self me too ever right here. And I had definitely apologized to my cousin for how I treated them based on what I was told. No, I think the cousin or the cousin's friends or family members said, the allies, remember the favorite three I told you about? I think over time, something came up, check this person, say, you know what, you're wrong. You're not coming to the family cookouts. When this person here, you're not here because you just as wrong as that narcissist. And then now now this flying monkey say, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. Me too. They me too themselves. And I have cut off those toxic family members. Called it. Here's another one. All right, shout out to Healthy Intentions. A great name. I like the name. My rule is once you recognize narcissists or their flying monkeys, refuse to engage. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been saying that for the longest. You will want to. Yes. They will use every provocation available to them. Yes. They will use every provocation available to them, but not engaging is the healthiest response. Yes. Every day, all day. Here's another one. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. Some flying monkeys are stupid. Boy, they just hit the nail on the head. But you got to recognize the stupid. You got to recognize the silliness. Those are the red flags. Some flying monkeys are stupid. Some are dangerous. Some are two-faced. Thank you, Dr. Rami, for being empathetic. And exactly. Thank you, Dr. Rami. I like this lady. Here's another one. The isolation that happens because of the flying monkeys, especially the ones on the fence playing both sides. Yes, is absolutely devastating and heartbreaking. I've learned that being quiet and sharing my truth with only those that are 100% of my team. Isn't that what we talked about earlier? Go in your head. Think. If you're quick to name your top favorite 5 cars, your top favorite movies, your top favorite 5 dishes, you can name all those on top of your head. Start naming the 3 top go-to people. I ain't talking about the go-to people. Oh, we can drink all day. That's not your go-to people. The people you can sit there and smoke weed with, drink with, those are not your go-to people. Those are not your ride or die people. The people, your ride or die like this person, the ones you can be 100% truthful with on your team, your bubble, your inner circle is the ones that can, hey, I need to talk. I'm going to use Corey, for example. I know if I call Corey right now, say, Corey, man, I need to talk. Hey, give me a minute. Is it need to be right now? Yeah, I need to talk, man. All right, give me 20 minutes. I'll hit you back up. That's your go-to person. Or another example, if I call Corey or text Corey like, hey, man, I need to talk. I got something on my mind. All right, let's text now. I'm at work, so we can get an understanding of what's going on. What's your problem? Because now, again, this is my friend. This is a close family member, so I want to make sure I'm engaging with this person because it's a must need. It's a must need. I'm gonna pour into this person, just like this person pours to me. It goes both ways with the respect, with the empathy, right? So I want to make sure this person's head is right. So now when I get off work, hey, let me call you. All right, are you still good? I want to make sure we clear on the conversations we had in texting and inboxing or DMing because sometimes that might get out of context. Hey, are you still good? Because I'm around the area. Do you need to get out? because I can come get you. We get some drinks. We hang out, get some dinner, chop it up a little bit, get your mind right, drop it back off home, start a new day fresh. Those are your go-to people. Thank you, Marcus. Or WhatsApp. Thank you, Marcus. Or your WhatsApp. Those are your go-to people, right? Or better yet, a go-to person like, yo, I heard something about you, but guess what? I don't want to talk to you about it, but I just want to let you know I'm there for you. Okay? Those are your go-to people. Those are your day ones. All right. Shout out to this person right here. I will solely butcher the name, so I apologize. This video is so valid. I agree. As a truth teller, I was on the narcissist parent. I was on to my narcissistic parents since I was a child, painful awareness, but I also felt hurt from flying monkeys, including my siblings who are invalidating. Even after I resolved my pattern of being attracted to narcissist men, I was still subconsciously drawn to flying monkeys, friends who finger pointed at me when I shared my pain, and that I've gone to contact with my narcissist family system. At 43, I feel a peace for the first time in my life alone. I'm excited to make new friends. Exactly. Build on. Even though it feels sad to not have a foundation and start building now. What did I say before? So we're definitely going to dive on this one with the narcissistic family members. It could be mother, it could be father, it could be son, it could be cousin, because there's some nasty stories out there people don't understand. Nasty stories out there. And we'll definitely read one more. So I just want to give appreciation for people chiming in the chat. So thank you, Corey, for being my example for the conversation. Thank you. Marcus, appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, definitely on WhatsApp. Ogre Imp, appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you chiming on through. Blaze, exactly. I do my best to avoid drama, but will address as I see it. Exactly. Make perfect sense. I will address as I see necessary. Exactly. Because it just certain, you can bob and weave. Sometimes you're just like, look, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Why? Okay, because I don't want to be bothered. Oh, okay. All right. I just don't want to be bothered. No means no. Stranger danger. Like, leave me alone. Shout out to you, Wally. Appreciate you, Wally. Again, if y'all just coming in, because we're closing out with the testimonials of some people in the comment section from Dr. Rami was very good ones. So tonight at 12 midnight, we'll be covering a selective passport bro that dated a woman outside overseas. I thought it was very interesting. It might be a part 2 of that because it's very interesting how that conversation went with them and their relationship. So yeah, we're gonna put that person in our prayers. That's how deep it is. That is how deep it is. All right, so continuing. All right, so where was he? We'll get to the last one. All right. So again, here's Yara Gamer 3802. There is no worse feeling than being surrounded by people enabling your abusers. I agree. Swelling his or her ego, blaming you, telling you what you need to do to change, to realize that these people only care about the narcissist. You realize they are not your friend or family anymore, and they never were to begin with. I agree. Set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries for yourself. If you know what you can and will not tolerate, that's what you should be doing. You don't need to give somebody a whole blueprint of what you're engaging with. It's just a simple, where Blaze said earlier. It's necessary. It depends on what it is. Yeah, what we talked about earlier before in our group discussion, we talked about oversharing. Why people feel the need to overshare. It doesn't make any sense. Every part of your business isn't everybody's business. It just isn't. Take the time out to look for the selective people in your life that's consistent and will be there. Sometimes now, when you have a casual conversation with a stranger, maybe that might be the person you need to share with just to get another different perspective. All right? Make that make sense. So again, I will see y'all guys later. We will definitely be doing a 12 midnight. So I'm definitely up for it. I kind of pushed it back. So I will definitely make sure I take time for that one. But I want to give a shout out to everybody. Appreciate you for coming on through. Let's do this. Like, where's my, okay.
For all your Spanish watchers and viewers, Telemundo, Univision, Galavisión. Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Por favor, suscriben, gusten y por favor compartir este canal de YouTube. Cualquier parte del mundo donde están ahorita, por favor. Familia, amigos o socios de trabajo, lo que sea, por todo el mundo, por favor, suscriben al canal del TheGreyPillPodcast, el Pastilla Gris, por favor. Muchas gracias. For all your Spanish watchers and viewers.
Shout out to Marcus.
For those that's listening out there in the YouTube universe, shout out to Great Pill Podcast. Go holler at him. Hell yeah. Give him a like and subscribe. Go view his channel, if you will. Courtesy of Classic Lights.
All right, and I'll catch you guys later. So thank you.
Okay, you have some skill.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.